This is about market timing, understanding where we are at a given time. Any market at any given time is in one of these 4 cycles. Okay? Absorption, expansion, equilibrium, and decline. Okay? Absorption is a time frame after, basically, after a decline period where the market's pretty negative at this point. Okay, it's been wiped out. Rental values have decreased, appreciation has slowed or even gone negative. Jobs have moved out of the area, right? And there's a negative feeding frenzy that's been happening in this decline phase. So you eventually move into absorption. Not uncommon at this point to see vacancy rates at double digits. Okay? An example is like Salt Lake City in the late 1980s had vacancy rate of like almost 20%, 18 to 20% vacancy rate. So that's why it's called absorption. It's, but because real estate cost of living was so low at that point, it was attracting businesses. You also see a pro-business climate in this sector as well, because governments are trying to attract businesses and jobs and population into the area. Okay, so that combination of great incentives and low cost of living and real estate values pretty low now attracts jobs and people into the area, absorption. So the area starts to absorb, okay? So within a relatively short time period, rental rates start increasing, and then you move into expansion, okay? Expansion now is characterized by rent levels now rising to the point where developers can actually go to lenders and get a loan because loans are justified. Rental rates are high enough, so you start new construction phase here in expansion. Okay, we had that not too long ago, right? When there was a ton of new construction in the early 2000s. Okay, well, so that lots of new construction going on, market starts to overheat, eventually flips into equilibrium. Okay, where a market eventually gets overbuilt. Okay, equilibrium is characterized by now job growth and appreciation matching more the national norms. Okay. So it's pretty much the national averages. Also, prices, because of the overbuilding and the heated construction that's been going on here, prices are a little high at this point. So sellers start getting hammered, okay? Right, to justify the rates of return, they've got to start getting better pricing, right? So sellers start getting hammered in this area, equilibrium, right? So you also start to get, towards the latter stages of equilibrium here, an anti-business sentiment now, okay? And guess what happens? Jobs go out. Is that what's happening here? Mm-hmm. Right? There's not in-migration to California right now. There's out-migration, okay? So you start losing jobs. You're moving out of the area, okay? And so what does that mean? So you're losing jobs, you're losing people, values start decreasing, appreciation goes steady or negative, and it becomes a negative feeding frenzy. And then now you're in full-blown decline, okay? And you could stay there for several years because it just feeds on itself, right? So
we have.
Yeah, and sometimes this cycle goes 5 to 8 to 10 years. In areas like the Rust Belt and the Dust Belt, it's been 40, 50 years, right? Right, and so every market is in one of these 4 stages, and it just goes like that. Just like the seasons, just like it's predictable, okay? And so we just have to, so timing is everything in this real estate business.